Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Julian Grace. Well, we are watching a chance for storms to start your work week. We've made Monday a WRAL Weather Alert Day to help you get prepared. Meteorologist Anthony Baglione is in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. And Anthony, what are you tracking right now?
Well, Julian, I want to start us off here with the severe risk tomorrow, because in the atmosphere, anytime we get some strong storm chances, it's a piece of energy getting translated to another part of the country. And we're going to see this risk as far as west of us tomorrow on our Sunday for a lot of people there back in Indianapolis, down toward Nashville, even into Texas. We are not included in a severe risk tomorrow. It's when we get into our Monday. So let's time this out. Tomorrow, there may be just a few spotty showers closer to the evening. No severe risk, but there's a look at 8 o'clock when we could see a little bit of those. I'll take us ahead to Monday, though. There's still a couple questions as far as if we will see cloud cover in the morning, if we'll see a little bit of light rain to start. That would help lower our severe risk. There's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Most of the day itself is looking dry until we get into the evening. This latest model shows the storm's not getting here until probably after 8 o'clock or so, which may keep things a little bit more at bay, but still the potential is there, Julian, for some of these to be a little bit stronger. We're going to walk through the details, though, on this system, get you prepared into early next week, coming up here in just a few minutes.
And right now in the WRAL Live Center, we're trying to get more details about a shooting in Johnston County. Right now we know what happened on I-40 and NC-42. One person was taken to the hospital, but no word yet on their condition or any suspects. We have some new video here of that investigation taking place right now. We'll share any updates on air and online as we get them. Again, that is a shooting in Johnston County. Back to you.
So many questions about that scene right there. Thanks, Megan. Well, let's go to this. Firefighters in Raleigh have received numerous reports of smoke and fire along 540 today. When the WRAL Breaking News Tracker arrived on the scene, crews were putting out the flames. Let's go to WRAL's Willie Danley, and he's live with the latest information. Willie.
Well, Julian, I'm standing here along I-540 right by mile marker 15. This is right near the Capitol Boulevard exit. You can see right behind me all of this scorched grass. This is where this fire took place. There's actually still a little bit of smoke that's coming up off the ground, even though the Northern Wake Fire Department cleared the scene over an hour ago. Take a look at this video. This is what the scene looked like right when we arrived here, before those Northern Wake firefighters cleared the scene. Firefighters here told me that the cause of this fire is under investigation, but it is believed to be accidental. According to the Raleigh fire chief, dispatchers have received hundreds of phone calls about smoke being reported along I-540. So far, firefighters only found 2 fires. Both of those have since been extinguished. And all of this is coming as the state is currently under a burn ban. While the cause of this fire is still under investigation, it does serve as an important reminder to play your part and be mindful. So don't throw those cigarette butts outside of windows or do other activities that could lead to a roadside fire. In Raleigh, Willie Danley, WRAL News.
Those are great tips as always. Well, more than 100 people gathered outside a Tesla dealership in Raleigh today. Here are some of those people right there. Let's take a closer look. This was part of a nationwide Tesla Day of Action. Protesters are targeting Tesla because they believe its CEO, Elon Musk, is using the wealth the company has bought him to fund political actions they view as a threat to democracy. Organizers say the goal of today is to disrupt Tesla's financial standing by urging people to sell their Teslas, dump his stock, and join the protests. Repair crews have been busy today on an intersection in Raleigh following a crash involving a fire truck. Well, this was very disturbing for so many people today. Police tell us the Raleigh fire truck was driving with lights and sirens along Spring Forest Road. In order to avoid oncoming traffic, the truck collided with a civilian's vehicle. After the initial crash, the driver and the fire truck drove up on the sidewalk and struck a utility pole. The traffic lights were out at that intersection near Rainwater Road. Remarkably, no one was hurt. A stolen car, it led to a chase, and it crashed into 5 other vehicles, 2 of them police cruisers. This happened in Johnston County this afternoon. Investigators say this started when a man stole a car from a restaurant parking lot in 4 Oaks. Selma police tried to stop the stolen car, but the driver just sped off, starting a chase. Investigators say the suspect nearly caused a head-on crash on NC 96 north of Selma while trying to pass a car. The near miss caused a chain reaction crash involving 5 other cars. The suspect was taken into custody. We're hearing how a man in charge of North Carolina's public schools is reacting to the Trump administration's plans to close the U.S. Department of Education. As WRAL's Eric Miller reports, Superintendent Mo Green warned there could be serious consequences for North Carolina students.
It was billed as a prayer breakfast at Durham's St. Joseph AME Church, and Superintendent Mo Green wasted no time asking for prayers and support from the hundreds packed inside.
You're ready to go to work.
During his 30-minute-long speech, Green warned there's a lot on the line as President Trump takes aim at the Federal Department of Education, including funding.
For North Carolina, it's well over $1 billion. You're talking about 11% of North Carolina's budget.
Green says that funding supports 14,000 positions at public schools around the state, plus grants for teacher training and recruitment. And it could be catastrophic to lose some or all of it.
That would be a really horrific situation.
Trump signed the executive order to dismantle the Department of Education on March 20th. In a fact sheet published that same day, the White House argued the DOE has failed students, parents, and teachers, saying getting rid of the department will move education back to the states where it belongs. In a statement Saturday, the NC GOP said the U.S. Department of Education has not meaningfully improved test scores or school performance over the past 45 years, and Democrats have no plan to fix these problems and attack those who do. During his speech, Green argued the Department of Education has played a key role in supporting public schools across the nation and making sure they're open and accessible to all.
There are kids who come with absolutely nothing and some that come with absolutely everything. And we endeavor to say no matter where you are, we will provide the very best education possible.
In Raleigh, Eric Miller, WRAL News.
That discussion will continue. In just a few hours, Duke men's basketball clashes with Alabama for a spot in the Final Four. Let's head north to Newark, New Jersey, where WRAL sports reporter Luis Fernandez has been speaking with fans all week. And Luis, I know they're excited.
That's right, Julian. I've seen plenty of Duke fans while I've been here in Newark. One thing in common, they sure love Cooper Flag, which makes sense. I've seen kids asking for autographs. I've seen folks wearing his face on sweaters. I've seen number 2 flag jerseys all over the place. I even spoke with one father who's a UNC fan, but brought his kids to the game tonight specifically to watch Cooper Flag play. I want to introduce you to Mary Ellen Tardy, who lived in Newport, Maine, Flag's hometown, for 20 years. Tardy says it's hard to overstate Flag's impact on his home state.
First of all, we've already had Cooper Flag Day in Newport, Maine. So it would be over the top, over the moon. The entire town of Newport would be elated. But Maine as a state comes together and is Maine. Like, Maine gets behind Maine. There is never a question.
She told me one of the local gas stations in Newport put up a sign that says, quote, "Your tide may be rising, but our flag is flying. Go Duke, beat Alabama. Good luck, Coop." Flag and the 1-seed Blue Devils will take on Alabama in the 2-seed spot at 8:49 p.m. here in Newark, New Jersey. We'll have you covered on WRAL and WRALSportsFan.com as we get to the end of that game. Luis Fernandez, WRAL Sports, Newark.
So much excitement out there. Thanks, Luis. Fun for the community. A new street hockey rink is ready to take action in Apex. Our partnership with the Carolina Hurricanes made the project possible. Plus,
as Duke women prepare for the Elite Eight, we'll show you how these Blue Devils are backing each other's plays on and off the court.
Welcome back. After a battle of the Blues where Duke women emerged victorious, the Blue Devils take on South Carolina in the Elite Eight in Birmingham. WRAL's Monica Casey shows us how their bonds over passions off the court are making them stronger on it.
With a double-double on Friday with 12 points and 12 rebounds and consistent explosive energy, Duke sophomore Oluchi Okanawa's personality and prowess on the court are clear. But outside the arena, her teammates are backing her other plays.
Today we had the amazing Ashlyn Jackson with us.
This is Styling with Lucci, a series on Instagram where Okanawa dresses her teammates.
I felt as though it was a great way to show to the world my non-basketball side because it's so important to have something outside of the court.
She got the idea from a teammate and credits her sister for her love of fashion.
I'm always looking to continue to turn it into more, and I'm so excited for what we have up next coming for it.
Today I'm going to be styling my baby freshman, Toby Fournier.
Whatever that is, whatever a teammate needs from me, I'm going to do.
Teammate Toby Fournier was featured in the series.
And that's like the really cool thing about going to a school like Duke is there's so many different things that you can do there.
The logos on Duke's sweatshirts say the sisterhood. Ashlyn Jackson says that means supporting each other's passions.
It just shows that like how much we actually really love each other, and it shows on the court because like our connectivity, we're as one, and yeah, like we just played for each other really.
For Okanawa, bonds like this off the court bring the team even closer when it comes to game time.
It strengthens our sisterhood in our relationship.
The strength of that Duke sisterhood on the court will be put to the test as they take on #1 seed South Carolina Sunday afternoon. Reporting in Birmingham, Monica Casey, WRAL News.
Great to see how close that team is. Well, the Carolina Hurricanes are going head-to-head against the top team in the league, the Washington Capitals, and it's live right here on WRAL. With the playoffs just right around the corner, Alex Ovechkin is on a mission, hunting down the great one, Wayne Gretzky's all-time NHL goal record. Will the Hurricanes and their top defense lock him down? That's the big question. Puck Drop is Wednesday at 7 p.m. right here on WRAL. The Carolina Hurricanes in the town of Apex opened 2 brand new street hockey rinks today. This was so exciting. The Canes helped pay for the rinks along with the NHL's Industry Growth Fund. Visitors of all ages can try hockey for free and sign up for leagues, tournaments, camps, and clinics. Cane players, including some right here. Shane Willis hit the rink today alongside with the Apex community.
That's what I love about street hockey, ball hockey, deck hockey. It's the easiest way to get into the game. You know, a lot of times ice hockey can be challenging. It's a high expense, and you've got to have ice availability. In our area, this is the easiest way to play.
That is just so cool. Now, Apex Mayor Gilbert says the new rink helps the most socially vulnerable youth team learn about North Carolina's love for hockey. Very cool. Anthony, those temperatures are warming up, and I think I like it.
Yeah, well, Julian, if you like these temps, stick around. We're going to be closer to 90 by the time we get to Thursday, Friday. We'll hit on that here in a second. But yeah, beautiful afternoon for us, aside from that pollen, which is kind of coating everything. Monday will help us out with that, though, where we get some rainfall coming through. We made it to a high of 81 this afternoon. We're in the upper 70s at the moment around the Triangle. 77 currently in South Hill, 75 in Goldsboro, still in the upper 70s in Fayetteville. Very, very mild for us as we head through tonight. There's kind of that haze out there. We look at our North Hills camera. The cloud cover, though, is going to stick with us through tonight. It may even fill in a little bit. Tomorrow, the difference is going to be we'll probably see a little bit more clouds than we saw today. 61 degrees, though, for us for an overnight low temperature around the Triangle. 60 in Durham. We should go to 61 in Clinton, at right about 60 there in South Hill tomorrow morning. No issues for any church services. If you're headed out early, we shouldn't see any problems. We'll go very similar tomorrow to a high of 80, but again, a little bit more cloud cover. And there's a slim chance, we're talking 20, maybe 30%. For a few light showers coming through tomorrow evening. It's ahead of another system that's going to come in for us on Monday. Look at the severe risk, though, outlined west of us into tomorrow. This is a very expansive level 3 risk. I mean, it stretches all the way down into Texas, all the way up into Michigan at this point. Very large risk area. Anytime we get some energy within the atmosphere, we talk about this a lot, it has to go somewhere. And so that general track would take it closer to us. us on Monday. So we're looking at the potential for a few strong storms. There is an isolated tornado risk, but I'll tell you here in a second why I think our risk is very conditional at this point. Again, they're a pretty large level 2 out of 5 risk on Monday. So let's time this out. Start us off tomorrow afternoon with the light rain coming through. Again, no severe risk for us tomorrow. Spotty showers are possible. I think this model is even way overdone with that coverage. 8 o'clock in the evening, let's say between about 6 and 10 p.m., we could see some light areas of rain. It fizzles out. We get to Monday morning. Notice on Monday, this specific model, this is our first high resolution one that's coming in, has a lot of cloud cover starting us off Monday, a pretty dry forecast. Anytime we get the clouds, that may keep our severe risk a little bit lower. We can't get a ton of storm fuel to form. There could be some scattered showers during the afternoon, but the main line here with this model shows it coming in after sunset. There's 10:30 p.m. That would continue into the overnight hours early into Tuesday morning. That scenario would keep our severe risk lower, where we don't have a ton of fuel to work with in the afternoon. If that line comes in closer to, let's say, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, that may ramp up that severe risk. So I highly encourage you to keep checking back. We're going to fine tune that timing here, even probably through tonight when we get those more models in. But I think at this point, that one actually is doing a pretty good job of showing a lot of dry time Monday and then some storms into the evening. We go to 80 though on Sunday, 79 on Monday. It is a weather alert day, just to stay weather aware. Make sure to keep that in mind. Julian, look at those temperatures though. Thursday, Friday, if you like the heat, I do. We're getting closer to 90 into the later part of next week.
Seems so soon, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anthony. Lewis and Chris are live in Newark ahead of tonight's big Elite Eight game for Duke. Hey, fellas.
Hey, man, this will be one of the toughest tests of the season for the Duke Blue Devils tonight against the Alabama Crimson Tide, and it's the only thing keeping them from the Final Four.
We're live in Newark, New Jersey, as Duke takes on Alabama. One game between them and the Final Four. That's next.
Welcome to sports. I'm Chris Lee. That's Luis Fernandez. Every team left in the Elite Eight right now is ranked in the top 10 in Ken Palm's rankings. That means we're getting the best of the best from here on out in this tournament. That includes Duke and Alabama tonight, Luis.
It's a bad tournament if you like Cinderellas. It's a good tournament if you like good basketball. Let's get to our keys to the game. Chris, I will go first. Slow down Alabama. No team in the country plays with a faster tempo than the Crimson Tide. They run down the court. They shoot threes. So make them play half-court offense. Make them use the shot clock. Play good defense. I know it. You know it. Duke knows it. Something to watch. I said it for the Arizona game. If they play their style of basketball, no team in the country will beat Duke.
I like it, but here's my key to the game, and it's very simple. Don't let Alabama's Mark Sears go off from three. In the Tide's last game versus BYU, the team hit 25 three-pointers, with Sears hitting 10 of those out of 16 attempts. The team goes as Sears goes. This was a point. There was a point in the tournament, before the tournament, where Sears was only shooting 14%, so he is streaky. In 7 of the Tide's 8 losses this year, he only shot the three ball at 32%. Plus, Duke can use their size against him. He's 6'1". Duke doesn't play anybody shorter than 6'5". Keep Mark Sears under control.
Hey, you want another local connection? How about Jaron Stevenson, the 6'11" sophomore for the Alabama Crimson Tide? His family moved to Chapel Hill when he was in 7th grade. In his second year now, he's had some big moments in the NCAA tournament. Something to watch for in this game tonight.
All right, let's talk about something else. There's another Duke Blue Devils team preparing for the Elite Eight, and they're facing a juggernaut in South Carolina. That's where we find Luke Notstein, who's in Alabama, with the report. Hey, Luke.
Energy is hard to quantify in sports, but you know it when you see it. This Duke team has proven all season long to have the energy and the drive to be one of the best teams in the country.
Each player on the roster has contributed to the collective success of this team. But where does all that energy come from?
Well, definitely not from drinking energy drinks. I've heard that before.
Making a run through March Madness has been a driving force all season long.
Honestly, it's just my want and my hunger. You know, every time I step foot on the court, I want to have an impact.
Okinawa's third double-double of the season led the way against the Tar Heels. Meanwhile, Vanessa De Jesus is bringing her own brand of determination.
Our energy on both ends is kind of something we play off of. And when you play in great defense, helps your offense. And likewise, playing great offense helps your defense. So I think for us, it's just, again, having that energy from the start is something that we'll continue to work on.
Finding that focus has become second nature for this team, and they're reaping the rewards here in March.
Before games, we have our little huddle where we all take a deep breath in and out. And I feel like that's kind of the mindset throughout the game, is not letting anything really rattle us.
Duke will need its defense and its energy to be at an all-time high on Sunday in the Elite Eight against defending national champion South Carolina. Luke Notestein, WRAL Sports, Birmingham.
Thanks, Luke. For Chris Lee, I'm Luis Fernandez from Newark, New Jersey. We'll send it back to you.
And NC State women's basketball is back in Raleigh after the NCAA tournament. Take a look. They are back on campus here. These ladies made it all the way to the Sweet 16, but fell to LSU yesterday, 80-73. As you can see, a lot of supportive and excited fans to be seen here. I might have to make a trip across the street myself after the show. I am an NC State alum, but still, Julian, a lot to be proud of after another very impressive season for the Wolfpack. A lot of excitement and red and black, as you can see right there.
There early, they will stay late, but they wanted to make sure they were there to see the team back.
Of course.
It's got to be great. What a great feeling. Great to see that. Well, thank you, Megan. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back tonight at 11 o'clock with another half hour of WRAL News. And of course, we will have an update on that big game with Duke. Will they make it to the Final Four? That's the big question. We'll find out later tonight. All right, I'll let you go for now. Have a good evening, and we'll see you later.